Ja, Freunde, herzlich willkommen zu diesem Video. Ich bin für euch auf der IAA unterwegs und vor kurzem hatte ich euch ja im Podcast den XYTE One vorgestellt. Ja, und jetzt stehe ich hier in München. Hinter mir steht der XYTE One. Um 11 Uhr ist Pressekonferenz. Das gesamte Team ist da, inklusive Entwicklung. Das heißt, ich zeige euch heute mal den XYTE One in Natura, könnte man sagen. Ich werde natürlich auch eure Fragen loswerden, die ihr noch hattet und ich natürlich auch. Und es wird sicherlich ein sehr interessantes Video. Wer den Podcast noch nicht gesehen hat, schaut auch da gerne noch mal rein. Ich verlinke euch das Ganze natürlich noch mal. Und ansonsten warten wir jetzt auf 11 Uhr und dann geht's los. Dann ist nämlich die offizielle Pressekonferenz und die Enthüllung vom XYTE One, der jetzt noch unter der Haube steckt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce to you a vehicle which I think might revolutionize the mobility, personal mobility in cities or in metropolitan areas or cities per se. It is not another electric car. It is also not another electric scooter. It's something in between. And the major vision is to have the size of a scooter and the safety of a car. Allow me to go a little bit into the history of this vehicle. When I was a young guy, I had a head rupture in a motorcycle accident. My mother was a medical doctor, often called to motorcycle accidents, and she didn't say much, but what I realized is what was enough for me. And also have a lot of friends who even with e-bikes have severe accidents. So the question for us was how to resolve the issue between size and safety. I spent most of my life in the automotive industry as, for instance, CTO of BMW and also of Jaguar Land Rover in the end. And I love cars very much. But in cities, they really have no future. They take too much space, they create a traffic jam, and they have too much, in a 2-ton vehicle, you have one person sitting. So two-wheelers seem to be a solution of two-wheelers of all kinds, from e-bike, bike, bicycle, e-bike, whatever, up to a motorcycle. But they have one major disadvantage. So the rate of fatalities and severe accidents is about 25 times higher than if you drive the same distance in a car. So we are very proud now to show you how you can resolve this conflict between size and safety, and we are proud now to reveal the XYTE One.
Okay, das sieht schon mal sehr futuristisch aus, vor allem mit Neigetechnik. Oh, spannend.
A little bit into the technical details. So the vehicle has a safety cell made from high-strength aluminum. The type of body construction is that of a car. Yeah, so our head of body engineering, Klaus, was former head of body engineering of Rolls-Royce. So he the car doesn't really resemble the Rolls-Royce, but in terms of body construction it does, yeah? And it doesn't resemble in terms of price. The driver is belted, so the energy in case of a crash goes in a deformable front structure here, and regarding the driver goes into the seat belts. We have given the vehicle 2 wheels in the front. For the reason that it is better for braking, you have shorter braking distance, better side traction, and you can keep the vehicle upright when it stands. You can block the tilting So at a street light, for instance, you don't have to put your feet onto the ground. We also have a reasonable trunk space, and as my colleagues, so as the vehicle was done in Bavaria, the most important thing, of course, is that the beer case fits. So you see the beer case here and all the other stuff which you need for a beer party. But you can also load serious stuff like, for instance, your suitcase. So we have put particular attention to the center of gravity. So if you have a closed vehicle like this, the center of gravity is very, very important to put it as much down as possible. So all heavy components of the vehicle, in particular the battery and also the motor, are in the lowest position you can have. We also have state-of-the-art technology. So you have a 10-inch display here, a touch screen, which also has built-in LTE connectivity. So you can use this for any type of functionality, like, for instance, stolen vehicle tracking or software over the air update. So rational arguments are good for a vehicle like this, but normally you buy with your heart, with your brain. So this vehicle really makes fun. It has a quite a strong motor, 19 kilowatt. It accelerates from 0 to 50 kilometers an hour in the street light. Accelerates in 2.7 seconds. Has a top speed of 100 kilometers an hour. It runs on motorways, German motorways, runs on US motorways also, and has a decent range of around 100 kilometers, depending on how fast you are driving. So, apart from the vehicle itself, we are particularly proud about the team who has developed this, and I would like to introduce some of the team members to you. You will see that we are not a typical startup team. We're at the age of 25, so most of us are retired already. For instance, we have, let's start with Klaus Gersmann. Klaus, as said, is former head of body engineering of Rolls-Royce. He also did the C1 car of BMW. Eric Goplen has a long history in BMW cars, has done many production BMWs, former 3 Series, all the variants, X3, second generation, and so on. Then we have Axel Deike, long history in electronics in BMW. And later then was in charge of all the after sales and service activities in electronics in BMW. Then we have Gianfranco. Gianfranco coming from Italy, head of our sales. And you see this team here is really working for fun. Yeah, we don't need to make a lot of money in our age. But we want to have fun, yeah? And this is what we have. And I think this is a certain prerequisite for doing a good product, is that you like what you are doing. And with that, I would hand over to Eric, our designer, to briefly introduce us to the ideas behind the design of this vehicle.
Thank you, Wolfgang. Well, it's nice to be started with the introduction of the fun part, so enjoy that very much. We had a chance to develop the 3 Series together, as Wolfgang said, and a lot of respect to the team. It's kind of like bringing the band back together, so it's nice to work with former colleagues and new colleagues. And really, the nice thing about this vehicle, I grew up with motorbikes as a young age, but I always loved cars, so this really combines the stands for having the 2 wheels in front and the leaning capability with, of course, the agility and the future direction of where the cities are going, and which I really appreciate. Also, the human scale cars are just very large. So this allows a lot more flexibility. And outside of the function, my goal was to create a very simple shape, aerodynamic, also including the storage into the rear, and you see what it fits back there. So it is actually quite hidden, but also very functional and very efficient. The idea that you actually are in almost like a racing seat, I think is very attractive also for safety and maneuverability. But the main thing that we wanted to do is create some of the details that are actually hidden for technology with the lamps and the headlights, the icon headlight. So when the vehicle is off, it's kind of quiet, but when it turns on, it comes to life. So I think that's really something that some of the attributes of the vehicle. Also this very kind of simple surface, very clean. I think very almost, you really remember it. It's not a bunch of schnick-schnack or a lot of little details. It really has a nice, I think, strong, bold impression. And we're very excited to show you more of it. And as we get along with the functionality, we're all excited to experience the dynamics. And just happy to be here to share this with you. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Eric. So what is now next? What you see here is not a prototype. This is the first vehicle very close to production. This then later on will go into homologation. In November timeframe, and from that onwards we will start production. Hope that the vehicle will be in customers' hands early next year. So the price you might be interested in, the price will be 12,900 euros for the customer. Yeah, well, thank you very much, and I hope you are as excited as we are. And now the floor is open to you to inspect the vehicle, and my colleagues and myself would be happy to answer all your questions. Thank you very much.
Ja, Freunde, das war jetzt erstmal die Pressekonferenz zum XYTE One. Sprich, ja, hier wurde endlich enthüllt und wir konnten mal einen Blick drauf werfen. Super spannend, kann ich nicht anders sagen. Ansonsten würde ich dieses Video jetzt sehr gerne splitten, weil wenn man so ein Produkt entwirft, dann steckt da sehr viel Arbeit drin und man merkt ja schon, das Team, ja, das hat auf jeden Fall Erfahrung, kommt eben auch aus der Automobilbranche unter anderem. Und ich finde, da muss man so einem Fahrzeug auch Raum geben. Deswegen machen wir lieber 2 Videos jetzt daraus. Und jetzt geht es darum, im nächsten Video das Fahrzeug mal im Detail sich anzuschauen und dann vor allem auch mal den einen oder anderen Kollegen von XYTE One natürlich vor die Strippe zu bekommen und mal zu interviewen und mal zu fragen, okay, was war jetzt die Grundidee, was sind so die technischen Details? Das wird dann auch noch mal ein etwas längeres Video, aber toll, ich freue mich, dass es noch diese Innovation Made in Germany gibt. Das feiere ich halt eben, ne? Das feiere ich. Jo, wenn euch das Video gefallen haben sollte, lasst gerne ein Like und ein Abo da. Und ansonsten verlinke ich euch natürlich gerne schon das nächste Video, aber ja, spannend, oder? Das ist ja cool, oder? Finde ich gut. Ja, das freut mich immer, da geht mir einfach das Herz auf. So. Okay, aber jetzt sind natürlich alle erstmal beschäftigt, deswegen mache ich erstmal Kaffeepause und dann geht's im nächsten Video weiter.